Hibiki, there's decisive evidence that you went to the ghost house. When the announcement for the class trial was made, I found and returned your hairpin that was dropped on the ground. By the way, hey everyone, Tova here. Welcome back to SCRA2. Sorry, I didn't do an intro. I just kept recording for the last episode. It's trial time. We're doing trial, but that's probably obvious at this point. Anyway, let's keep going. You're not going to say that you don't even remember that as well, right? What are you talking about, Sora? Hibiki's hairpin was dropped on the ground at the altar. At that time, I didn't think much of it and returned it to her immediately. Wait, what? Sora, you found Sis's hairpin at the ghost house? Oh, I see. Sora was the one who tied Hibiki's hair back up during the investigation. Wait, that's crucial evidence. Why didn't you mention this before? I didn't think that she'd be the culprit at the time. I just thought that she had dropped it somehow right then and there.
Hibiki's hair was untied when Setsuka's body was found, right? But the Hibiki I saw entering the ghost house at 1755, she had her hair tied up.
So that would mean that she got her hair untied during some business in the ghost house? Wait, but how could she have not noticed her hair being untied? And this all feels too forced for the culprit to leave her belongings so easy to find at the crime scene. Too forced? Are you implying that someone might have tried to frame Hibiki? I agree that this result is a bit sloppy, too many unanswered questions. But forced or not, there is an undeniable truth here. That this hairpin was dropped at some point in the ghost house. That my sister had entered the ghost house today. Memoryless or not, she definitely entered that place. But according to the gate records, and excluding Setsuka and Sora, there is only one person who entered the ghost house, and that person is the culprit. Thanks to Iroha's account, we have proved that Sis entered the ghost house. The hairpin evidence confirms this. That is quite undeniable indeed.
I don't know. I really don't remember anything. Anyone, please help. Right? Kanade's here for me. Kanade, help. I only have Kanade. Kanade's always by my side. Kanade, help. Wake up, Hibiki. No one's at your side right now. Eek. There's no mom or dad, no Suka, or whatever. There's nobody to help you right now. Stop being such a crybaby and admit it. There's too much evidence pointing to you as the culprit.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go.
Kanade. I don't want to do this either, sis. But with the hairpin and everything, even I can't cover for you anymore. You killed Setsuka. Me? I killed Suka? Why? Did I? Really?
By those words, are you admitting that you did it? If what Kanade said is true, Hibiki should have no memory of that. That is why she's acting like this. If we could explain what happened in this case with reason, maybe she'd be able to remember her crimes and admit to it. Wait, if that's true, then Hibiki herself doesn't even know what she did. Can we really vote someone with that much uncertainty?
A class trial should be run with given evidence at the basis. If the suspect pointed by the evidence logically refutes, and there is no contradiction in that, we would need to find another possibility. But Sis didn't refute anything. There's really no other evidence to prove her innocence either. I might have killed her. I don't have any memory ever since this morning. Maybe with the motive and all, I might have killed Suka, like Kanade said. No. Sis. I guess this is the end, right?
Well, this feels like it ended too quickly. To do such horrible things to Setsuka, only to get this caught this easily just by the gate records? Well, Kanade is smart after all. She did single-handedly solve the last trial as well. Well, that was easier than I expected.
Why'd you do it, sis? Why would you kill someone? Was it really because you wanted to grant some wish? I don't know. Kanade, what should I do? I'm scared. I can't remember anything. Am I going to die?
Is this really the end? It can't be. From the investigation, I expected this case to be much tougher. But she got caught already? I feel like I should object. But there's too much evidence backing her into a corner that I don't know what to say. Is it already over? Wait, we should think this through once more.
I think Hibiki's the culprit. I just want to get out of this place. This is too much.
I don't know about that. I do agree that Hibiki is almost certainly the culprit. But this ended too abruptly. Well, it seems you're unsure about this. I'll ask you once more. Have you chosen Hibiki as the culprit? Is it scrum debate time? Can I take this silence as a yes? Well, what are we to do then? Hibiki herself admitted it. I don't know what to do anymore. Let's just end this. Very well, I feel as exhausted as you do, but I guess this is one way to end this. Now then, everyone, vote for the culprit with this switch in front of you. Will that answer be the truth or not? Foo-foo. Now! Oh, Shobai! He said it's my turn. Unbelievable. How the hell did you guys even survive 2 of these? Shut up and listen to me. I'm running this trial now. I need more than 9 lives if I left this up to you. Logic refresh is about to begin. I think I remember how to do it. Alright, Shobai, what do you got? Okay. I have to gather the bullets. Give me that one. Ow. It's fine. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god, it's getting hard. Okay. I didn't read anything he said. Hidden near the flower bed section, Burberry dolls, out of a plastic bag. Poolgate records? That seems the most suspicious thing to me, so I'm gonna go with that. And it looks like it was right. Yay! Let's continue. What is up with you? Always carried by us, and now you're suddenly here to run things? Careful, he might be trying to distract us. The Poolgate records. Sora? Wait, the reason we focused on the ghost house was because Satsuka's dead body was found there. And the gate records had an ID without an out record, right? So? There is another attraction with an ID that has no out records.
Really?
It's the pool. Everyone, please look at this. These are the Poolgate records for today that I've taken notes of. Huh? You're right! The person who entered at 7024, NU30D2, has no out records. What's going on? That's weird. There was no one there when I went there. Oh, so the person that entered at 1910 and left at 1915 was you when we were searching for Satsuka, right? Yeah, I went straight to the pool as soon as I entered Block C. But according to these records, shouldn't there have been someone when I investigated there? But I don't remember seeing anybody. Well, there was an ID without an out record at the ghost house, even when I didn't find anyone at the ghost house, remember? There could have been a hidden space in the pool like the ghost house, or... Anyways, it's true that the pool also has an ID without an out record. So this is something we shouldn't just gloss over. Right. Sorry, I knew it was suspicious, but Hibiki's reaction was so convincing that I... so you knew about this. Have you lost your mind? You knew this and let these idiots choose that brat as the culprit? I could say the same about you. Why are you suddenly helping us?
She's right, you always made fun of us.
You know, I'm a guy who tries to live his life as efficiently as possible. I cannot allow any damages or any loss of resources with every action. If a problem can be solved without my effort, why even bother? But look what happened here when I left this in your hands. We're about to fail the trial and you're going to cost me my life. All of my efficient philosophies are worthless when I'm dead, right? My own life is more important than any. So what? How can we believe you?
Shinji, wait. Let's just let him do whatever he wants to do. Are you sure we'll be alright? Shobai is the literal definition of self-centered. He only cares about himself. For him to act like this probably means that we're wrong. To be honest, I felt that something was wrong even before Shobai brought it up.
Shobai, by us failing the trial, are you implying that Hibiki's not actually the culprit? Of course. Why the hell would I be talking like this if I wasn't? Be grateful. You all were just saved from certain doom. But don't worry, you can all pay up big time after this is over.
What's up with that attitude? You think you're smart? Our Kanade is much smarter than you.
And the smartest girl here didn't even check the gate records of the other attractions? Heh, we're even more fucked than I thought.
The Poolgate records? Of course I checked them.
Huh, and yet you didn't object to all this?
Whether the pool has an out record or not, the body was still found in the ghost house. Isn't it natural procedure to focus on the crime scene where the body was found?
That reminds me.
What?
I'm terribly sorry for interrupting, but I mentioned this to Sora, right? That the pool today was closed during the daytime. Does that have anything to do with...
What do you mean by that, bro?
Well, around 12 in the daytime or so, I went to the pool to take a break and work myself out. But it was sanitation time, so I ended up just coming back empty-handed.
Pool sanitation time?
There was a small sign in front of it. It It's not to enter, and if you did, you'll be punished by the school rules.
Wait, I never heard about that.
I guess I forgot to mention this, but the pool in Satsuka Land goes into sanitation once in every week. During this time, all the water in the pool is drained, and there are a lot of chemicals involved. So we keep everyone out. If I don't mention the violating the rule part, someone might just barge in and get in danger.
Well, I guess no one would risk their lives to enter there.
But that's most confusing. I recall that today was not the day for pool sanitation. I shouldn't say this. A teacher should stay out of a class trial.
What? So that means there was a picket even though it wasn't pool sanitation time?
Now do you get it? That was put there by the culprit. Why do such a thing? Simple. They had some very important business in the pool that required nobody coming in.
In other words, Satsuka didn't die at the ghost house, but rather at the pool. Is that what you're trying to say, Shobai?
Yeah, you were all wrong. And that girl's been spouting nonsense.
Look at that fucking smile, man.
Shobai, wait. I understand that the pool also had an ID without an out record. But that alone doesn't disprove that the ghost house isn't a possible place where Satsuka died.
What do you mean?
He's saying that Satsuka could have died in either places. But Satsuka couldn't have been in two different places at the same time. Shut up. I'm going to explain why the murder couldn't have happened inside the ghost house.
What?
Can't say that word. Pull out the gate records of the ghost house again.
Don't order me around, though I will show the records.
So, by your little theory, the person who went out at 1757 is Satsuka Chibukuro, right?
Because only that ID has no out record.
And the WN whatever who entered at 1755 and left at 1942 is the culprit.
So that would mean that at least up until 1757, Satsuka Chibukuro was alive.
The culprit left at 1942, so she had at most 1 hour and 45 minutes to do everything she needed to do. What about that? Idiots. You think that time is enough to chop up someone like that?
Well, we never tried it ourselves, so...
Let me tell you ignorant brats something. It's impossible. You need at least 1 more hour. Especially with a case like this.
What do you mean?
I looked into the corpse. The edges were trimmed off extremely clean. They didn't just cut it. They stitched it up so that the insides wouldn't flow out. Whatever it is, it wasn't their first try. It was the work of a pro amongst pros, I'd say. As if there was such a disgusting professional amongst us. If there was, that'd be you. You're a criminal, right? You even stabbed Sora without hesitation on the first day here. Well, I guess I could do it, but that's all the more reason I can guarantee this. There is no way someone can manage such a task in less than 2 hours, even for a professional. If anyone else said that, it would have sounded like nonsense. But coming from Shobai, a criminal on active duty, do you know how to persuade someone? Well, I entirely agree with you. It should be tough with just the dismemberment, but the crime doesn't end there. The culprit needed to carefully put each body part on the pillar, create some room behind the folding screens, and in case someone enters, turn off all sources of light.
And in fact, Sora did enter there.
Turning off the lights is the final step. You can't dismember a body under no light. Since it's impossible to predict whenever who will enter, they need to be given a lot of time before they finally turn off the lights. But doing all that in 1 hour and 45 minutes? Well, does it look possible now?
It certainly does feel impossible, even excluding the dismemberment.
And most importantly, blood traces were found, but no pieces of flesh were found in the ghost house.
They could have somehow taken care of the flesh parts.
Hello? Have you been listening to with only half an ear? I said that she had to take care of the insides. There needs to be cut-off flesh ends lying somewhere around, which the ghost house didn't have. Now, if it was the pool, you could get rid of the flesh and blood by just drowning them in the drain.
If the killer didn't cut the body in the ghost house, then what was up with all the blood?
Right. I thought it would be natural to have that much blood lying around if Satsuka's body was cut off in that place.
If the killing didn't happen in the ghost house, then as Yuruko said, it wouldn't make sense for there to be trails of blood there. And considering its large quantity, it would be wrong to assume that it would be spilt blood from moving the body around. So that blood is...
It's from... this, right?
So that many blood transfusion and medical kits disappeared this morning, but the medical kits was returned after. I don't think there's anything else regarding that I would need to do, right? It's probably just that. Okay. Yep. The blood packs. Maybe the blood isn't from Satsuka, but from the blood packs at the infirmary.
The blood packs from the infirmary, but we don't have any proof that anybody used them. Wait, I know. I saw them disappear. I told this to Sora, right? All the blood packs had disappeared just this morning. Yes, because of Teruya's account. This is a sure possibility.
Wait, you even checked the infirmary items?
I believe that this was something only I could do, so I was going to try and cover as much ground as possible. Teruya, if you had noticed the blood packs being taken, you should have at least told us that. Do you really not trust us that much? Huh? Wait, did something happen between you guys? We can talk about this later. That isn't the focus right now. What do you think, Shobai? What do you mean, what do I think? Of course that's what happened. Though I didn't expect there to be a freak here that keeps record of all that. There are a bunch of empty blood packs thrown away near the ghost house. All the blood in the ghost house is fake. A small performance by the culprit.
But why go through the hassle of...
To divert our attention to the ghost house. And sure enough, we all were focused on the ghost house until Shobai stood up. Like Shobai said, even when we went over last time and about the fact that the place the body was found isn't necessarily the place the person was killed, the shock factor of the scenery of the ghost house was enough for us to gloss over that. If they had put in that much effort into the ghost house, to make us think that the ghost house was where Setsuka was killed, means that the actual crime happened at the pool, not at the ghost house. Uh-huh. It was a trick by the culprit to make you not even think twice about any other place than the ghost house. But to use all those blood packs, what if someone needs a blood transfer or something? There is no need to worry about that. I'll make sure to replenish the stock after the trial.
There's still more?
Well, the amount of blood used was a lot less than the actual amount of blood packs taken. You call that a lot less? Well, let's just leave it at that for now. Maybe they miscalculated the amount of blood that needed. The important part is that the crime happened at the pool. You all got that part, right? Well, the only attractions that had IDs with no out records were the ghost house and the pool. And we just discussed the fact that the ghost house couldn't have been the place where Setsuka died. If you guys had something called brains, maybe I wouldn't be doing this much work.
When did Shobai become the MVP of this trial?
That thing is smart after all. Probably even more so than Kanade. Called him a thing! Oh my god, look at the little smirk on her face too. So unfortunate that it only uses it for selfish gains. Okay. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you making that face? There is simply no need for you to do that. What the fuck are you about to say?
Foo-foo. Kanade, what's wrong?
I've listened to you all this time, but you're quite the comedian, aren't you? All these contradictions, yet you stick to your delusions. Well, sure, let's just assume that the ghost house wasn't the place where Setsuka died. Then what about the pool? Are you saying that the pool is a possible place? Is it not? Sora, the Pool Gate records. Sorry? The Pool Gate records. Show them to me. Alright. We can ignore the last two records made by Yoruko when we were searching for Setsuka. Let's take a look at the ones before them. Whether it's the pool or the ghost house, there is an ID without an out record, and that's Setsuka. We're all on that same page about that, right? Then Setsuka's ID should be the one that entered at 1724, NU3OD2. Yup. If you look at the gate records here, two IDs entered at 844 and 845, and left at 922 and 954 respectively. Wait. Two IDs entered at 1844 and 45. Right? Yeah, okay. That was in the morning, right? That's what we're talking about? In other words, there was no one at the pool between 9:54 till 12:54. And we have only one suspect left, CN9FU3, who entered at 12:54. If Setsuka died at the pool, the person with this ID must be the culprit, right? I guess so. What about that? Shobai said that the ghost house wasn't a possible suspect as there wasn't enough time for the culprit. But our suspect at the pool, CN9FU3, left only 1 minute after Setsuka had entered. What? Well, she didn't have to cut her up in the pool. She could have taken her out and done it somewhere else. Probably on the monorail. Actually, now that I think about it. Now, a quote from your own words, Shobai.
Idiots, you think that time is enough to chop up someone like that? About 2 hours? Maybe. 1 minute? Even if Setsuka died immediately upon entering, it would be impossible. But by that logic, it's impossible for both the ghost house and the pool to be the crime scene.
Wait, even if the pool is where Setsuka died, we found the body at the ghost house. Couldn't they just kill Setsuka at 1724 and immediately leave with the body? I see. After all, what do gates matter to a dead body?
So, you're saying that the culprit somehow took care of the crime scene at the pool, and left at 1754, carrying Setsuka's dead body to the ghost house?
If the pool is the place, then this is the only way the culprit could have.
I'm sorry to inform you, but that is also impossible.
How come?
The pool is at Block C, while the ghost house is at Block A. They're at completely opposite sides of the park. Do you think anyone could walk that distance without getting caught, carrying a dead body of all things? By your theory, the culprit needed to leave immediately after killing Setsuka, leaving no time for cutting up the body. Then we're back at the start. Even if you somehow cheesed it and made it to the ghost house, it'll be too late if you start the dismemberment then.
Then what? Where did Setsuka die, and how did she end up like that?
Seems theoretically impossible. Well, I admit that my first theory was debunked by Shobai. That means we have to start from square one.
No need for that. The crime is still possible even if we assume that Setsuka Chibukuro died at the pool.
Really? Now, what nonsense are you on about? There's a clear contradiction here.
Bullshit. It's all possible if there's an accomplice.
An accomplice?
Shobai, you might now know this since you were always sleeping, but accomplices cannot exist. Even if there is an accomplice who helped the real culprit, only one person can win and escape. There are no benefits to becoming an accomplice. Shut up and just listen to me. Well, the older sis from the twins that you guys suspected, yeah, she's definitely not the blackened. That's for sure. But she did enter the ghost house and left the hairpin there, so it's hard to say that she isn't unrelated to this case.
So, you're saying that my sis is an accomplice? Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
You said it yourself. You don't have any memory, and you lose memory when you're in a pinch. An accomplice who helped the crime, but lost the memory of doing so. Don't you think that's too good of an opportunity to miss? What are you trying to say? By my theory, the real culprit used their twin sis in their own crimes. Give her a big mental shock or two, then use her as an accomplice. Once the deed is done, her memory will disappear, concealing the existence of the accomplice. Wait, Shobai, that raises some questions. If that's true, then the culprit needs to know the fact that Hibiki loses her memory if she receives a mental shock. Well, duh. That's why the person who knows it is the real culprit. Someone who knew about Hibiki's secret used her as an accomplice. Wait, the only person who readily knew that fact was... Yep. Hello? Dude, my game just windowed me out of the game for some reason. That was weird. Just froze on Nikke the whole time. Like, yep. Nikke was secretly Hibiki's twin brother the whole time. Nope. It's you.
あなたです。